Is there anything in the other door? Oh, a puppy! Can I pet him? I can pet the puppy. Tiny bookshop. Leave everything behind and open a tiny bookshop by the sea in this cozy narrative management game. Stock your tiny bookshop with different books and items, set up shop in scenic locations, and run your cozy secondhand bookshop while getting to know the locals. In this game, you own a tiny bookshop on wheels. There are a few reoccurring parts to your day. First, you read the newspaper. Now, you don't actually have to read the article part of the newspaper, but it does give you an extra sense to the narrative that's going on in the game. Alongside that article, you will find some very important information though, like the weather, upcoming events, and then also some items and books for sale. So I'm gonna take that one. I assume I get to buy more if I want more. So we got a little bit of everything, I think. Let's pick up this lonely cactus. Heck yeah, I love cactuses. A bit prickly, but has a heart of gold. Next, you'll have the opportunity to update the aesthetic of your tiny bookshop with paint to change the colors of the walls and trim, and adding items which give an effect to your bookshop, from things like boosting the sell rate of a specific genre or increasing the amount of customers that come in for the day. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna give us a bunch of stuff to play with! You will then choose which spot around town you want to set up for the day and make sure your shelves are stocked with an appropriate array of genres, which may not always be a perfect balance of genres, but I'll leave that to you to figure out. And now comes the part of the day when you're actually open. The majority of this part of the day is passive. You'll watch customers come in, browse, buy, and leave. However, you may be visited by an NPC who will have a conversation with you, or you may be visited by a customer who actually needs a little bit of your help. This is the mechanic that when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, this is a game that I absolutely have to play. So basically a customer comes in and they'll have kind of a general idea of what type of book they want, but not the title. So they'll give you a couple of hints, whether that's genre or like content, kind of like tone. It's a little bit more abstract than just genre as well, so that while you may know the genre the book is in, you still have to kind of read the descriptions and figure out what book best suits them. Basically, a customer comes in, gives you a few hints as to the type of book that they want. Time to read something that's not assigned reading. I'd love a fun travel guide, and I'm looking for a true challenge to my wits, but I don't want to read any more about war. And then you can peruse your shelves by clicking on the books and you'll find out the title, a short description of the book, as well as author and publication date. AF Kirsting. I don't think it is a good match. I don't think that it's like exciting enough. And it's not really a travel guide, it's like about a place. Once you find a match, try recommending it to them. Okay. I'm not ready to recommend this. Heck it, I'm doing a walk in the woods! A walk in the woods sounds like a fun trip, I guess. Looks like there could have been a better fit. The soundscape of this game is perfect tiny bookshop vibes, I think. I would describe it kind of as like coffee house music. There's some pleasant sound effects alongside that, like the waiting bubbles popping, the scratching of a pencil when a sale is made, subtle footsteps of the customers going up the ramp into your bookshop, and simple dialogue prompts. The art style is soft, a little sketchy, very stylized, and in a wide range of soft colors. I wouldn't say it's all pastel, but that is definitely a significant portion of it. There's definitely some like darker tones as well. I think both the sound and color really complement the tiny bookshop vibes. We get only a tiny taste of the narrative inside the demo, but I think it shows a lot of potential for a really good character and story building. We aren't given specifics about the main character, but I feel like this is on purpose so that you can really step into the shoes of being a tiny bookshop owner. What we do know is we've packed up our bags and moved to the small town of Buxtonbury to run a second-hand bookshop on wheels. And because this town is so small, you are immediately approached by a couple of people within it. First, Tildy, an older woman who just closed up her own bookshop in town, leaving the market wide open for us to fill. and Fern, one of the reporters for the local paper. A few other characters are mentioned that I'm excited to meet. I'm interested to see what kind of relationships form and what local stories we learn as we move around the town to different areas and get to talk to different people. As for replayability, I'm unsure what this game has in store. I suspect there isn't a lot of change in the story, but going back and playing through it again, but I could be mistaken simply because I just don't think we've gotten to see the kind of choices that we'll get to make. What I do think is that an endless mode could be a lot of fun. The only downside to that may be a lack of variety in those special attention customers. I'm certainly curious to see if there's a possibility for different endings, different relationships, and or failure of the business. I cannot help but gush about this game. I've been thinking about it almost constantly since I played the demo. If there was a game that was made for me, this might be it. While I obviously enjoy some more action-packed games, I very often come back to these slower, cozier narrative games, especially when they center around tea, coffee, or books. Of all the types of jobs I ever wanted to work as a kid, owning or working in a bookshop has been one for a very long time. It's been a recurring thought that I've had. And this game had me dangerously close to role-playing a little too hard into that role of bookshop owner. The one part that really grabbed onto me as far as that goes is trying to decide where different genres should go on the shelves. Like kids books should be lower while the spicier books should be near the top. Now, as far as I can tell, that doesn't actually matter for the game. And so I had to pull myself back a little bit so that I could finish the demo. I feel really weird having crime books next to kids books. Not that it really matters, but that bothers me as a person who would think about that sort of thing. So I'm gonna put crime up here, and then we have a lot of kids books, so what makes the most sense to put beside kids books? Maybe just fact books? I think the management mechanics are really realistic in that most customers are just gonna come in, browse, and pick up books that they find interesting or come in for a specific title, while a couple of people may actually approach somebody to help them find the right book. And I know I found it a little nerve-wracking trying to choose the right book. It was the right kind of feeling though, and I definitely didn't always get it right. Something else that I really appreciated is that these books are real books. They're not made up for the game. I do have a concern that my TBR list will double or triple or quadruple in size playing this. If you like literature, thrifting, and helping people find the book of their dreams, this is a game for you. Thank you so much for checking out this gaming video by me, Chickadee. And now it's time to click all the buttons down below, subscribe, you know the drill. I hope you guys had fun. I had a blast. Catch you next time. Bye.